watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show.
Hey Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus, and hey Tony, you're not funny.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy with those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully you'll get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
3-2, Mookie Wilson.
You wanna listen in?
on set. Seinfeld. There's Heather, right there. That's Heather right there, behind this guy's shoulder. Oh, there. Oh, that's Jesse, her husband. He's playing Jesse, and Heather plays Elaine. This guy right here is Kramer. That guy is in it. These guys were actually just playing pickleball. These guys back here, and Heather asked them to be in the scene. So I went over and told them we're doing porn. They didn't really laugh too much. But yeah, so we filmed one scene already and it went well. Where did we film? Oh, we filmed it at a bus stop. Held up the bus and everything. People were staring at us. Lucky they didn't call the cops. Heather's from Hicksville. So, all right, we're gonna film this scene on the pickleball court. I don't know. I don't even know where we are. I don't know if this is Central Park. I don't know. Look at this view back here. That's nice, isn't it? But yeah, so Heather, this is Heather's brainchild. It's basically Seinfeld. You know, if it didn't end, if the show didn't end, if it continued, this is. So yeah, that's Jerry, that's Elaine, and we're doing a scene that takes place on a pickleball court. Oh, we're getting a strip show.
All right, so I had a good shoot. It was a lot of fun, but we ran a little bit late. Supposed to be heading to my daughter's baseball game. Starts at 3. I was hoping to pick her up actually and then take her to the game. But it is 2:15 now. Nowhere close to home. I'm still stuck in the city. It was like every road I needed to take was closed. And now, if you guys can see up there, there's some kind of march going on. So it's taken me, so far I've been driving through the streets of Manhattan for almost a half hour at this point. So I'm lucky if I get to her game at all. And it sucks because it's the only game of hers I'll be able to see this fall. Her season, today's the first game of the fall season. Next week I start at White Post Farms, so I'll be working every weekend. So this will be the only game of hers that I'll see. And I'm lucky if I get there. So I don't know what this march is. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm going to live. Look at this. You see that? I don't know if I got that on video or not. The kid riding the bike was he was smacking the car that was in front of me. So here I am going through the march. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if it's a march. I don't know if it's a protest. I don't know if people are just going somewhere. I don't know what's going on. These guys are stopping looking over the bridge. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what I'm getting into, man.
All right, so I made it from the city. I was about 15 minutes late to get to baseball, but that's all right, no big deal. We made it. Sammy pitched a little bit. She did great as always. Say bye, Jake. Jake hates me. Nice job. There she is. She pitched a little bit. She kicks ass, as always. So we're done. So leave here. Take Sammy home, and then off to Governor's I go for the show. Uh-oh. So I had to bribe my son to take care of dinner for him. He was going to go out. He's going out with some friends. But I said, hey, your mom's not around today. She had something to do. I have to run to Governor's, which is where I'm heading right now. I said, I have to run to Governor's to do a show. I'll give you some cash if you just get her some dinner. Thankfully, he agreed. Took a little discussing, a little bribery. Ass kicking was the next option. But yeah, so he's he's taking care of dinner for her, thank goodness. So I can head over now to Governor's and start setting up for the murder mystery. So yeah, I had to shoot in New York City this morning. I think I left around 8 o'clock to head out to New York City. Maybe 8:30. Took me only 40 minutes to get into Manhattan. Coming home was a different story. But I survived that. Made it a little late to Sammy's baseball game that I coach. And it was important that I got there because it's the only game of the fall season I'm going to make because next weekend I start working at White Post Farms for the rest of the fall. So I'm going to miss the rest of her season, which is my only downside to my job at White Post Farms. And I have been running around like a madman since 8:30 this morning, and I have not eaten. I had breakfast at 7:30 this morning, and I have not eaten since. I've been completely on the run all day. So, yeah. I am tired. I am hungry. I'm going to collapse tonight when I get home. And if I didn't set my alarm, I'd probably sleep for, or hopefully would sleep for 18 hours. All right. All right. Off to Governors. We're going to kick ass with the Great Murder Mystery Show. My neck. Like a turkey.
Dear good friends.
Hi, guys. Sorry, your sound wasn't off. We were just still talking. Hi. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. We're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club, and Julie's here. Yay!
Thank you, Tony.
It's raining outside, but Julie's bringing some sunshine into our studio today.
Oh,
what do you got? Oh,
sunshine.
Mickey Mouse. Oh, that's cool.
Mickey.
I like the. So I finally found some use to the video I took of you on your hog.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I was hoping to figure out a way to get that video out there. So, yeah, I like that. Hello, John. Thanks for joining us, everybody, this morning. Hope your weekend was good. How was your weekend?
It was really good, I think.
Oh, you
what
think?
day is this, Monday?
Today's Monday.
Yeah, I really didn't do much.
Well, that could be a good thing.
I know. That's fine. It was good. The weather was fine, I think. I went down to the beach. I took a walk. Just stuff like that.
All right,
Long
just
Beach stuff.
Some so a nice, quiet. No, that's cool. Good for you.
Yeah.
Mine was the exact opposite.
Oh.
The
Oh,
exact
yeah.
opposite.
You had a big deal last night. Sorry I didn't make it.
That's all right. Nothing to apologize for. People have lives. I totally get that. I get people apologizing all the time.
I don't really have a life.
You
It's
do.
Just
Yes, you do. You say that.
I have a problem leaving at night. Like I don't like driving far at night.
Okay.
Yeah, I watch too much like dash cam videos.
Oh, people getting...
So yeah, and I don't have a dash cam, so forget about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I do anything wrong, I'm in trouble.
Don Sill is watching,
Hey, Don.
and he wrote in capital letters, "Jewel, she freaking rocks."
You rock, Don.
Yep.
You rock, Don.
Don does rock.
He really
And
does.
Don had a great weekend, too. Don was in Houston. Why? I mean, there's no, like, it's too hot down there. There's nothing important going on there. But Don was working, and he's home now. Glad you made it home, Don. Looking forward to catching up. Yeah, so he had a good weekend. Yeah, my weekend was crazy busy. I'm actually sore today. My stump is all cut up.
What
And
the
my
hell
back
are
is
you
sore.
doing with your stump?
Not stuff that I want to do. I was just busy yesterday. I did a lot of walking. I did a lot of moving around. So I'm now paying the price. But yesterday I had to be in New York City at 9 a.m. This girl I know, she does some comedy in the city. Heather Apostolitos is her name. It's actually kind of weird. I met Heather through the comedy world, but Apostolitos is not a popular name, and I knew some Apostolitos in Hicksville. So I said, is this you? And she's like, holy shit, yeah, I'm from Hicksville. So I knew her. Her sister graduated with me, but I didn't know her terribly well. But she has a brother who's a year ahead of me, but I knew him. And I was like, holy shit, we have this, and she knew, we have a lot of mutual friends. But she's been doing comedy in the city, and she does some acting and stuff. And her husband put this thing together. They're huge Seinfeld fans. Mm-hmm. Did you watch Seinfeld? Do you like Seinfeld?
Yeah, of course.
All right, take it easy.
Love Seinfeld.
So they've decided to make their own Seinfeld episodes.
Oh.
But like in today's situations, like they're not recreating old episodes. They're doing new episodes. Her husband's name is Jesse. He plays Jerry. She's Elaine, and they have various other people. So I don't know if you remember the episode where George was trying to parallel park, and this other guy tried to steal the spot, and they're fighting. They both refused to move their cars. So they asked me to come in and play that guy. They were bringing that character back in for one of their episodes. So I had to go into the city for that. And we were doing a lot of walking and stuff. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
He's the one that said Jerry's a phony.
Yes, that's him, Mike Moffat.
No, I meant you're a phony. Like, no, it's a good thing.
And we brought that argument back into it. And it's funny because Heather, and she asked if it was okay. She, because Jerry, he broke the guy's thumbs, so they wanted to continue that gag of like Jerry causing this. So they're gonna do it with they're gonna do it later on, like add effects and stuff. But they created a situation where Jerry does something to cause this guy to like back into the street, and he gets hit by a bus.
Oh, okay.
And then so he shows up later in the episode with his prosthetic leg because he got hit by the bus. So she's like, "Can we, would you?" I was like, "Yeah, of course, that's fantastic."
Hilarious.
And then we get into this whole fight. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we did that yesterday.
Where did you film it? Like on the streets?
Yeah. They live down. And I'm not. You're a city. You know the city a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. But I love the city, and I love going to places. But I couldn't tell you if I'm uptown, midtown, downtown. Like I have no idea. So we were near. We were off Frederick Douglass Boulevard, like 118th Street, give or take, around there somewhere. I have no idea.
Sounds like it's uptown.
Is that right? Yeah.
So you drove in, or
I drove in, and it was great. I mean, Sunday morning, I left at 8:30. I was there in 40 minutes. Boom.
I love it.
But yeah, so the part where I get hit by a bus, we did. We filmed it at a bus stop. We were like, let's just run in quick. Because we had to put a car there for the scene. And people are sitting there waiting for the bus, and they're watching us. Like this, and then when we see the bus come, we'll just cut. We'll drive around the block, bring the car back, continue filming, and that's what we did. We kept driving the car around the block, coming back. We shoot for 2 minutes, see a bus coming again. We drive the car around the block again. It was nuts. And then after that, we had to go down. I think it was Central Park. They had a bunch of pickleball courts, and we had to walk. There was a little bit of walking. We had to go down there and film a scene. And so it was really funny. Heather and her husband, they just come walking around and, anybody want to be in a scene for a show we're filming? Like they got all these people they totally interrupted pickleball, and they got all them to get into the background and stuff. So we had stuff to do there. So that was fun. And then so it turned out one other guy had to be out of there by 1:15. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect because I wanted to get out of there too. My daughter, I just showed video. My daughter plays in a special needs softball league. And now the fall season just started, and I wanted to get there because it's the only time I'm going to get there for the fall season because White Post starts this coming weekend where I do the whole Farmer Willie thing. So that's, every weekend for the fall, so I won't get to see any more baseball. So I was like, I would love to get out of here and get over to the game. So so it was probably around 1:30 I finally get going, but I don't know what was going on in the city. Like, every road I had to take was closed. So I'm like, son of a bitch, trying to figure out a new way. And, of course, at that point, in that time of day, 1:30 in the afternoon on a beautiful day, the city is just, mobbed. So it felt like forever to get out of there. Then, and I showed it in the video just now, then there was, I don't know if it was some kind of protest or a march of some sort, but I was going up some road trying to get to an expressway. I mean, there were people on the road, like tons of people on the road, like you see on TV, mobs of people, and they're just walking. So, but there was like a little lane you can go through and get through them. So I was trying to get there. Then all of a sudden, this big swarm of bicycles, people on bicycles. But as they're coming by, they're kicking cars, they're smacking the windows. I was like, what? So as I'm sitting there driving, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I was like, starting to get worried there was going to be some kind of riot. I'm like, I'm sitting here right in the middle of this. Thankfully, I just made it through, got out of there, made it to her game about 10, 15 minutes late, but that's fine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was just so it took me almost 2 hours to get from Manhattan to Massapequa. But yeah, I was just happy to get there.
Oh, wow. It's not too late. 10 minutes. It's not too bad.
Yeah, no, it wasn't bad. And then I went straight from there because that ended at around 5. Boom, straight here to Governor's. Yeah, I am shot, man. So we came and did our show last night. They moved it from it was supposed to be the brokerage, and as I was telling you guys last week, we did not have a good turnout. So and we were trying hard to get people in. We were doing free admission, come in, you get admission to a future show, the whole works.
And that was last Sunday?
No, that was yesterday. It was supposed to be at the brokerage. But
Right.
well, you didn't get a good turnout.
I see.
So
a
they,
lot of people weren't buying tickets for
Right.
brokerage.
Right. So Governor said, look, well, since we don't have a good turnout, we're not going to have to pay staff to open up a building when we don't have a good turnout. So bring it here. We'll do it on the patio. Mm-hmm. And, everybody's, all the, this staff here, man, they bust their asses. They work very hard, this staff here, and they're good people. So, yeah, the Giggle Room had a show, the main room, and then we were in the patio. So this place was hopping. So we ended up with 30 people. Not a big turnout. I mean, everybody I'm talking to, you were nice enough to say it, and a lot of guys here were like, 30 people, that's fine. What are you worried about? No problem. Because we all, in the comedy world, whether it's stand-up or doing a scripted comedy show, whatever it is, you're still in the world of comedy, and we've all been there, where we have the small crowds. It happens.
And it was High Holy Day.
Right. It was Rosh Hashanah. It was football. People are still, I think, getting back into the swing of things, the summer being over, going back to school and whatnot. So, it wasn't the best day to,
High Holy
to have a
weekend.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other shows we have with Governors at the brokerage in McGuire's, they're either Fridays or Saturdays. So I think we'll do better. And again, it happens. I mean, I've done shows for a crowd of 10. I've done shows for 400 people and everything in between. It happens. We sold out the Suffolk Theater a few years back, and that I think was probably 2,000. We've done we've had shows like that, but it went well, and Governors was happy with it, and I appreciate their support again with the free passes and doing everything they could to support and get the show to happen. Thanks to the cast and.
So it was the first time you ever did Murder Mystery here at Governor's or at any of the venues?
No, we've done.
Giggle Room.
We've done the Giggle Room several times, and
Awesome.
and sold out most of them actually. We did the brokerage. Geez, what year was that? 2019, I believe it was, where we got about half the place filled, so we were happy. We've done the Giggle Room several times, and we sell out. So that was the thing. After selling out several times, I went to them and say, "We keep selling out in there. Can we try the brokerage
So
again?"
McGuire's has the most seats.
Well, no, the main club here is
The
the
main
most.
club has, that's like 250?
No, it's 350.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah, man.
Wow, when I did John Truson's class, the graduation class, it was sold out
So you performed
for 350
at least.
people.
Yeah, some people told me 4, but I'm pretty sure it's 350.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So then it goes Governor's, McGuire's, Brokerage.
Brokerage holds 180. I'm trying to think, what is McGuire? I think McGuire's might be a little smaller than that, but it's probably around the same. And then the Giggle Room holds, well, they'll tell you 90, but probably 75 to 80 comfortably.
Somebody once said like McGuire's was the nicest room out of all of. I've never been to McGuire's.
Oh, you've never been out there? Oh, wow. Yeah, a lot of these guys say that. I like it. I've performed there a few times. I like it. Of course, we all want to play the big room, but I have a thing for the Giggle Room. Since they expanded it, at first, before they expanded, it was 50 or 60 the room would hold, and so at first I'm like, this is, I don't know, it was too small. Now that it's 80 to 90, it feels like a good intimate, like that's what you see. Most comedy clubs are like that.
Yeah.
So I like it. It's a nice intimate feel. When it sells out, it's pretty freaking crowded, and it's a bitch to move around, especially for the shows that we do, because we walk around. We're not
Yeah.
on the stage, so it's a bit of a pain in the ass. But for a stand-up room, which is what it is, I mean, I think it's a great room.
So was your crowd last night for Murder Mystery? Did you know a lot of people in the crowd? Like,
I
were
didn't
they
know anybody.
participating? Were they excited?
Oh yeah, they were into it. It was
Nice.
the show itself was fine. I was just hoping for a bigger turnout, but
Yeah.
no, they were fine. We had usual good time. Mm-hmm. And that's what some of them were saying. This is, don't worry about it. You're just they'll hopefully tell people that it was great, and because the upcoming ones are Fridays and Saturdays, you'll get better turnouts,
right.
and it'll grow. And we're kind of trying to get it where we're kind of one in the same, where people will not going to comedy. Those are the guys at Governors.
Right.
Like we're
Yeah.
kind of intertwined.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
trying to make
Well,
that
I mean,
happen.
you are the governor's guy, so that
Okay.
would make sense for Murder Mystery to be
I'm
like
the governor's guy.
Well, I mean,
Bum,
the
bum,
governor's
bum.
podcast guy.
Yeah,
guy.
I think they're sick of me personally.
Really?
I'm here too much.
Well, I mean, you have to be.
Well, true. Oh, all right. John Rusiello says that was the West Side. The West Side Park. Oh, that's the West Side Park. All right. Hello, Felix. Felix, are you back on this week? You're back on tomorrow? Oh, Larry Russell is watching. Hello, Larry. Larry Russell lives in Manhattan. He, I was going to say was, but I'm going to say is. He is the very first man to play, the very first bass player to play for Billy Joel. When Billy Joel first became a solo artist and, putting himself out there and got a
Larry
band.
Russell?
Larry Russell is his name.
Okay.
He's also played with Ace Frehley. He's played with a few people. He's been around the block, that Larry. Larry is, you should come. Friday. Larry, I'm putting Jules on the spot on the air, and I'm inviting her on the air, so I'm putting pressure on everybody. So, excuse me, long story. I'm sure I have told it. Yes. Sit back, relax. My buddy Elio Pace.
Yes. Elio.
So back in 1972, Billy Joel, he put a band together. He was going out touring with his band, but he wasn't really known. And he did a concert in Philadelphia. And this concert was recorded and played on the radio. And he did one of the songs they performed was Captain Jack. You're familiar with the song? Mm-hmm. The song wasn't out yet, so this was the first time most people had heard this song. So people were going crazy down there in Philadelphia. They kept calling the station, "What is that song? Who is that?" So they isolated. They took the recording of that from that concert station at this radio station. The people went nuts. Like, who is this? What is this? And Clive Davis, big record executive, that one of the biggest names in the music business, he heard it. And that's what led to Billy Joel getting signed to Columbia Records.
No shit.
So that was 1972. So in 2011, they re-released Billy Joel's Piano Man album, and it had a bonus disc of that concert. So that was 2011. So in 2013, Larry Russell said he would like to do a show where they perform the same songs and try and get the band back.
And Larry was in that concert, the first concert playing.
Yes, he
Captain
was.
Jack.
And that's so he wanted to get the drummer from that show. He wanted to get the guitar player and just do that set list again. Obviously, you're not going to get Billy for that. So so he got the drummer. The guitar player, unfortunately, was not in good health, so he couldn't make it, and he has since passed. But they got another guitar player who played on Billy's albums during that time. So he was around. So he counts. So he brought that guy in. But he needed somebody to fill Billy's seat. So I had said to Larry, well, my buddy in England would be great for this. So he talked to Elio. Elio ended up flying in. And they got another piano player, singer David Clark, who comes in here sometimes. So the two of them split the Billy Joel duties. And they did this concert. Duties. They did duty before the show because they were nervous, and then they filled the Billy Joel duty, and they did this show at the Bitter End in Manhattan, and it was fantastic. So Elio, the show was recorded and videoed. So Elio actually bought from the guys who recorded. He bought the footage from them, and he released a CD last year of that concert. Well, now this week he's putting out the DVD. So on Friday in the city, we're having a private screening. You should come watch the show. It's a private screening of concert video of that night, of that show. Why do you look confused?
I'm trying to. I mean, maybe I can make it.
Yeah, you should come. That'll be fun. And they're all going to be there. Elio's coming in, and Larry's Larry. I've been worried. I feel Larry's he's gonna bail on me. I'm actually picking Larry up and I'm driving him there.
Where does Larry live?
Larry's in the city. I forget where exactly, but Larry, I think I actually passed your area yesterday when I was in the city because I passed that diner that you like. I forget where he is, but I'll get his address because I got to pick him up. I'm going to pick him up, and I'm going to take him to the theater, and we're going to watch this movie. And, it's invitation only, but I got pull. I'll tell him, hey, my pal Jules is coming.
So Ilio's going to be there? He's
Yes.
staying in the city now?
No, he's coming in specifically for this.
Wow.
Well, actually, the concert film is playing at a film festival in Pennsylvania the night before. And then...
And what do they call this band?
The concert in Philadelphia in 1972 was at a place called Sigma Studios, SIGMA, Sigma Studios. So they're calling themselves the Sigma Band. But they only did the one, like they did, I think
So
maybe...
it's going to be like shots of like that original
It's
song
video. It's video of the concert they did with Elio.
Okay, so Billy Joel is not in it.
No.
But Larry will be in it.
Larry's in it, and he will be there. Yeah, Larry was in it, and he'll be there along with the everybody that was in this that's in this video is going to be there. Although I think that Larry, did I hear that?
But
that
like
Reese isn't coming?
no players who play with Billy Joel now, like Tommy Burns isn't going to be there.
No, nobody associated with Billy now. I do know, like Billy knew about it at the time, and he gave his blessing. And there was a guy who worked for Billy since the 70s up until he died maybe 3 or 4 years ago. He actually came to it. And told us that Billy knew about it and gave his blessing. And then I think it was the last time I met Billy Joel. Yeah, it was the last time I met him. I actually showed him the program from that show, and he actually started. He said, "Oh yeah, this is cool." Like he dug it. He dug it. So it's just the people that were involved in it in this concert from 2013 that are going to be there. So I'm sorry. I know you only hang out with Billy Joel level people, so I know this,
Not quite. No, I'll see. I don't have any plans Friday night.
The name of the film is called Long, Long Time. That was the name of the whole thing, because that was one of Billy Joel's songs.
Long Time? I don't know that song.
I don't think he ever put it out, but he performed it at that concert. Oh, actually, it might be on his first, I think it's on Cold Spring Harbor.
And Captain Jack was about what drug?
I don't know if it was about one drug in particular. Yeah, I'm not sure. Captain Jack was a real guy. He actually has been in here. He was in here a few times, Captain Jack.
I thought
he
it
was
was
a drug
Captain Jack. So was he a dealer?
Yeah, he was a big time dealer.
Oh, so that's what I knew.
Yeah.
There was like drugs involved.
Yes.
Like they found like your dad in the pool or something.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good old song. I remember that song.
Uplifting.
Yeah.
Captain Jack. Captain Jack. He just passed. It's coming up on a year.
Jesus, 3
Nice
people
man.
already you mentioned.
I know. Yeah, it's an uplifting show. Great guy. He was in here several times. He had a very interesting story. He was in the Vietnam War, and he was one of those guys that were not. He wasn't in the front lines. He made the front lines. Like he was one of those guys who had everybody that would set up lines for communication or lines for booby traps, and he'd be like digging tunnels underground. I mean, you don't get much more. You don't get any more in the front than this guy was. And he used to tell these stories where you couldn't carry weapons because if you shot a gun or anything, then you're making noise. They know where you are. So if he came across somebody, he'd have to fight them. Just fight them.
Bayonet, right?
Yeah. And
something.
wires. Yeah, and it screwed this guy up. And he came back here and got into drugs and was a big time dealer and but he became a real big time dealer. I mean, like he dealt with a lot of famous people. He used to tell the story about doing blow with Eric Clapton with all these naked girls around. Like he had so many stories. This guy. He ended up cleaning himself up and being okay. And He was a great guy. We miss him. He used to come in here all the time and was a big supporter. He lived up in Syracuse. Good man. Larry says he doesn't know if Reese is coming. Yeah, so the whole band was supposed to come, but now looks like the drummer, Reese Clark, looks like he might not be able to make it. But hopefully he does, and it'll be good to see you, Larry. I don't think I've seen you. When's the last time I saw you? I don't think I've seen you since the pandemic, right? I know we've done some Zoom stuff in here, but in person, I haven't seen you. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun night. You should be there. You're a big music person, so I think you would like this.
I think I would love it.
Yeah, that's why I'm inviting you.
Getting there and back.
Yes, it would definitely be a bitch. Yeah, you were saying that for.
Well, send me the
the info,
the location, time, and blah blah blah.
I will.
And I'll let you know, one way or the other.
Okay, cool. So that was so that's why I'm shot today. And I went straight, like I barely ate all day. I was driving around, and I had to come to the show here and then set up all the equipment and get everything going.
I hope you have nothing to do after this show.
Oh, of course I do. Of course I do.
Need to just relax.
I don't do that. I never relax. Although I am going to Pennsylvania on Thursday to see to this film festival, so I'm not doing the show Thursday or Friday. So that'll be some nice, relaxing time.
How was Kentucky?
Kentucky was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. We the first night there, we got to our hotel, I think it was like 4:00-ish, and we had nothing planned for that day. No, well, for the rest of that day. So we drove to Cincinnati, which was about a half hour away.
You went over the little bridge?
Yes. Oh, so you know the area?
Well, my best friend was from Covington. So
I remember seeing signs of Covington.
And that's where, like, the Cincinnati, the Kentucky airport is in, or the Kentucky airport is in Cincinnati? I don't know.
Cincinnati Airport is right outside of Kentucky, literally blocks away.
And then that bridge was, like, designed by the same guy who did the Brooklyn Bridge. They call it the Little Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh,
right?
I didn't
Doesn't
even know
it look exactly like the Brooklyn Bridge?
I'll be honest, I didn't realize that at the time, but now that I'm picturing it, you're absolutely right.
And Covington is a very historical old, like, German town, and they have, like, they still have, like, the underground, like, railroads and everything.
Really?
Yeah, Covington is really a very unique
see that.
place. It's
Oh, wow.
lovely. And
had no idea. Well, I mean, we're
I
only
love
there.
Kentucky.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, it was nice. I mean, nothing really stood out to me like, wow.
Right.
But it was nice, and the
Yeah.
people were nice and all. Clean.
Horses. My friends have, like, my girlfriend runs, like, a farm, and she's got horses, and
So, what, this is
riding.
a girl you grew up with that now lives down there?
we used to be in a band together. My girlfriend,
You told me
Julie.
about the band, okay,
Yeah,
but I
so
didn't.
then she
okay.
moved. She was originally from Kentucky, but
Oh.
then she moved to New York. Met my friend Tommy from Freeport.
Mm-hmm.
They got married. We had an amazing band. Like, lived. It was a great band, big following, awesome punk rock. And then she took Tommy back to her hometown.
Wow.
Divorced him and married her high school sweetheart.
Wow.
So now Tommy is in a mental institution.
Is he?
Well, he's not doing great.
Oh.
Yeah, it sucks.
Why didn't you just...
Women suck sometimes. Like, don't do that. I mean, sorry, I hope she's not watching, but...
Well, what was she supposed to do? She didn't love Tommy anymore. She's got to move on.
Okay,
Right?
I guess so.
He was a good guy? You should
Tommy, yeah, he's a freaking amazing artist.
well, then
Great.
You should have scooped him up.
I don't want that. I'm like, no.
Okay.
No. I want a guy with a clean slate, you know? I want a non-divorced orphan with no animals, maybe fish. Clean slate.
Why an orphan?
Because then he can't, like, spread his love out to his family. Like, I want it all about me.
Wow. All right.
I don't know. I'm in trouble.
Larry says the video looks great. Yes, Larry, I already have my DVD. I got it in the mail, and it looks fantastic. Chef Felix, I have been to Covington. It's beautiful. It's along the Ohio River, right?
Exactly.
Lexington is nice too.
Yeah, my friend lives in Lexington now.
That's. Is that where we were? I think that's where I was.
Mm-hmm.
Felix also has a friend in wow, what is it? Paducah. Paducah, Kentucky.
I don't know Paducah. I know Winchester. I know Lexington and Covington.
Wow. Yeah, so since he was nice, I enjoyed that. And we went to a comedy club called Go Bananas.
Awesome. How were
Yeah.
the comics?
The comics were, I think there was like maybe 10 of them.
Wow.
And I would say 8 out of 10 were great.
Really?
Yeah,
Were they
I really enjoyed it.
local or were they?
I got the
Traveling.
impression there. I mean, there were nobody. There were no nationwide known people, but I had the impression that some of these guys were their local heavy hitters.
Nice.
And yeah, I was very impressed. I really enjoyed these guys, and there was one guy I got to talking to, Stephen Baer, Baer. This kid, and he's from what I understand fairly new. This kid was fantastic, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't know anything about this kid, but if he's applying himself, if he's working hard at it, that might be a name to remember. This kid blew me away. So I went to him after. It was funny because I went to several of these guys, talking to them. Nobody ever heard of Governors. They had no idea what I was talking about.
Well, Long Island. I mean, how would they know?
Yeah, but I thought because, this is where Eddie Murphy started. This is where people like Rosie O'Donnell started. So I thought, I mean, you hear in the, some comedy clubs are known, and, like some of the places out east, out west in L.A. and stuff, and there's some here. So I really thought that somebody would know it. So one of the guys that was running the club, not a comedian, one of the guys that was running the night, he knew it. But the comedians, none of them. And I wanted to say, what's wrong with you people? But this kid, Stephen Baer, so I said, it's one of the biggest clubs in the whole country. I said, but definitely in New York, it's probably one of the top 3. Mm-hmm. So he said to me, he goes, oh, I'm actually going to be in some, my buddy lives in Queens. Oh. And I said, oh, you're a half hour away. So sometime in November, so I'm trying to keep in touch with this kid, and I want to try and get him in here while he's staying. Yeah, this kid was fantastic. So that was a lot of fun. But we went, the reason we went there, Lisa wanted to see, they have some religious museums down there. Mm-hmm. And I totally admit, I was a little worried. I pictured Kentucky.
What religion? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, they're Bible-based, Christian-based museums. But I've never been to Kentucky. I had no idea what to expect. But in my mind, I was picturing Deep South, Bible Belt, and I was like, that's not my world, man. So I was like a little nervous about going there, especially to go see a Bible-themed museum. So I'm like, oh, what are we getting into? But it wasn't that bad at all. And where we were staying, like the area was fine. The people, I did see some people with,
Was
Jesus
that
shirts and
literally
stuff.
your goal to go to Kentucky to go to a religious museum?
That's why we went there.
I love that.
Yeah, there were 2 museums, so we're only there for 3 days. But we read online that each museum is like almost a full day each. So we're like, all right, so we'll take 2 days each. So we got there we left on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we left Friday. Yeah, so we had 2 full days. So we went to this one museum. It's called the Creation Museum, and it was Adam and Eve, and it's not, science or, But what I liked about it, like, it wasn't too much in your face. It wasn't like, Jesus or go to hell. Like, it wasn't, it had, of course it had it was mostly the Bible theme, but it also presented what scientists say. So, and it wasn't saying, like, these people are idiots. Like, it wasn't making fun of them. It was just saying, this is how we feel, but this is what other people think. So I enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed some history. Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, this is cool. You can read both ends of it and respect both ends of it. Again, it was definitely more heavy on the biblical sense, but that's fine. Mm-hmm. And it was very interesting. And, there were films and there were exhibits. And, I enjoyed that. But then the second day, this really blew me away. We went to, it's called the Ark Experience. The Bible has the specifics of Noah's Ark, like how big it was, like all the specs. So this museum, the Ark Experience, is built to spec of the Ark. So it's this giant ark. I mean, it's probably 3 times the size of this whole lot. I mean, it's
Oh, you would hope so when you had to fit all the animals.
right. So yeah, and it was built exactly the way some say he built it back then. So it was just the design, the carpentry, like the architecture. Like I just couldn't believe this. And you go in, and that's where you are all day. You're just inside. You're inside the ark all day, and it's a museum in there.
I love it. Sounds cool.
Yeah, I was really, and there's a big
Did
section.
you carve your initials at all? No.
Tony was here, 200 AD or whatever, BC, whatever. No, I loved it. I really thought it was very interesting. There was a big section on how he built it and how he fed the animals. How they survived. Because they had to get fresh water. They had to get rid of all the feces. Like they didn't just sit on a boat and wait out the storm. He was feeding the animals and cleaning after them, and he had his family with him. And one thing I never knew, but I don't know if that makes me a bad Catholic or what, but according to the Bible, and I don't know if it's true or not, but according to the Bible, prior to Jesus, prior to our time, but prior to most time, way back when, people lived for hundreds of years, which I had, Noah was, they even said, correct me if I'm wrong, if any of you guys know, but I'm pretty sure they said at the museum that it took him not 750 years, 75 years. It took him 75 years just to build the ark. And then he still, took it out and, did his thing. Supposedly he lived to be, was it 400 years old, I think? But there was but I'm positive they said his grandfather lived to be 969 years old. So what the? But then you ask the question, did they measure time the same?
Yeah.
Back then, maybe a year was 2 months now. I don't know, but I mean, I had no idea. I never heard that. I was like, these guys lived to be hundreds of years old, and did they age the same? If I'm, all crippled and shit and old and, at 80, does that mean, I lived another 200 years like that? That would suck.
I don't know, man. God works in mysterious ways.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
All I know is we will never see a unicorn till this very day.
Fremder, Bible Belt is what people in Kentucky used to hold their pants up. Oh,
Used to whip their kids with.
Yeah. Felix says Washington, D.C. has the Ark Expo too, I think. Really? I did not know that. There was nothing down there that said so. Fremder, the best pickup line to use on a person from Kentucky. Nice tooth. No, that's what I mean. See, it wasn't like that there. There was definitely some guys, such heavy accents, I couldn't understand what they were saying half the time. Mm-hmm. And I saw some linemen. They were actually staying in the same hotel. So as a retired lineman, I went over and talked with them for a few minutes. And one guy I was talking to the most because some other guy was chiming in, and I had no clue what he was saying to me. Rick, welcome, what's it out that I found in up?
Yeah.
One other guy didn't want anything to do with me. John Rusiello, he and great union labor building the ark. Right. Felix, biblical time probably interprets differently. Yeah, right, that's sure. What I mean. Right. So, but either way, very interesting stuff. Thanks for asking. So, yeah, it was cool. Had a good time.
Sounds good. I got to get back to Kentucky.
Yeah, when was the last time you saw your friend?
Long time. I haven't been there, over 10 years.
Oh, wow.
She came to visit me, but I haven't been to Kentucky in a long time.
Speaking of friends, I don't know if you saw, was it last Monday?
Yeah, I did.
When I had Eileen in here.
Eileen.
You go how far back with Eileen?
High school.
Oh, okay.
High
yeah,
school.
We had the PAL Special Needs Board in here last week. Yeah, Eileen, who was sitting in here, they went to high school together. That's pretty cool. But you didn't know, because Eileen knew my cousins.
Well, I didn't go to Dodd. I didn't go to elementary school. I went to elementary school in Baldwin. So I moved from Baldwin to Freeport.
Yeah.
So I met all my high school friends. You going to answer that?
I am going to answer. It's line 4, which is usually telemarketers.
Okay.
So we'll see. Hello? Oh, what happened? Hello? 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 Okay, bye. I think I waited too long to answer it. Oh, well. Yeah, because one of my cousins from Freeport was here last night, but not to see my show. She was in the big room.
Who was in the big room last night?
Who was here? They had a good lineup. Chris Roach was here. Tony DeBoss was here. Laura Patton was here. Michelle Fox. Brian McKenna was here, which I feel bad. I never made it over to say hi to him because I have a connection to Brian. He did our show once. Who else was here? There was a guy I never met before. Lazarus. Nice guy, and he said he wants to come in here. I didn't get to see his set though, but yeah. So they were all.
Who was Lazarus in the Bible? Did he have leprosy?
Leprosy, Lazarus, Leppy Laz. That's what they called him. Hey, here comes Leppy Laz.
I feel so stupid.
The Giggle Room also had a show. Marcy Green was in there with a bunch of different people. Luke Piccanose. I forget. He was here. Joe Cravella was hosting in the main room. Yeah, there was a lot of people walking around here last night.
That sounds awesome.
But yeah, so I asked Michelle last night, my cousin, when I saw her. I said, "Did you know Julie?" And I showed her your picture, and she's like, "No." So yeah, safe sex in Kentucky is making sure the animals don't kick. Oh, yeah, you're from there. Felix said Lazarus lived forever, I think. So he's still alive? We can call him up? If he lives forever, that means he's still kicking. Fremder, just heard that the governor's mansion in Kentucky, burned down. It almost got the whole trailer park. Oh, yeah. Beryl Remical Grimm. Vicky, is that you? Noah Moses Nebuchadnezzar, amend others, were said to barrel hundreds of years old. Was that voice to text? What in the world was that? Oh, there's Vicky. Now Vicky herself is commenting. Lazarus died and then came from the dead. Wow, Vicky and Felix, you guys know your Bible. I was not aware of this. How'd you guys get so versed in your biblical knowledge? Oh, I guess Felix, because he was laid up for such a long time, probably nothing else to do.
I've never read the Bible like cover to cover. I should. I really would like to.
I know plenty of the Bible.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of my childhood in church. A lot. Lazarus. Why do I keep saying that? Lazarus is William Shatner in disguise. Oh, he's saying like William Shatner just
will live forever.
Felix, are you saying William Shatner should be dead? You freak. Fremder, this show brought to you by Tony Doesn't Know How to Read. I don't know how to read. Did you go back and look at the comment? Noah Moses Nebuchadnezzar, amend others, were said to barrel hundreds of years old. I read it as is. I'm not a Christian, says Vicky, and I don't play one on TV. Vicky, can you fix that barrel comment so that we can understand it? And then I won't get picked on by Fremder? All right. So that was a crazy weekend, and I'm paying the price for it today. My stump is killing me. And it's all like bruised up and bloodied and chewed up and ripped up. I would show you pictures, but then you'd see my balls. You don't want to see my balls.
I don't
blame you. Friend, I read the Bible backwards, not because I'm dyslexic, but because I'm a Jew. All right. So, also this weekend, some crazy news. Some in the category of idiots who don't know what they're doing. Do you hear about this politician? This woman, what's her name? Lauren Boebert. Really, you haven't heard about this? This is fantastic. She is Colorado.
Oh, I watched it.
Of course. Of course. What is she, a senator or a governor? I forget now what she is, but she's a politician in Colorado.
She got kicked out of Beetlejuice.
Right. She was in.
Because she was like taking a picture or on a text, whatever.
Oh, no. So you didn't see the video. Or you didn't see the whole thing.
I thought that was what it was.
Well, that's only part of it. So, yeah, she's in Washington. She went to see a production of Beetlejuice, and she was being very disruptive. I don't know if she was drunk. They haven't said. She just claims she's going through a tough divorce, and this was like one of her first times out, and she just kind of lost her mind. They said that she was vaping, and they have rules at this theater, no vaping. She first denied it until the video came out, and then she said, oh, yeah, I guess I forgot I was vaping. She was singing along to the musical numbers loudly. People had repeatedly asked her to quiet down. She was cursing at them and refusing to quiet down. But then video came out too. She's going through a divorce, but she's got a new boyfriend. This guy, so they're sitting there watching this. All of a sudden, you see him. He just, and she's not stopping him. She's just sitting there watching the show, and he's just playing. He's playing. So after a few minutes, she's this is going on. All of a sudden, and her hand is down there.
Wait, this is on video? I didn't see
Oh,
that
yeah,
part.
there's video of this. Yes, there is.
Oh, good for them.
Well, that's kind of what I say. And if she's the type that doesn't care that he's doing that, that's a good girl.
I mean, maybe if they're like in the front and the lights are all on them, but I mean,
They were not in the
maybe
front.
they should have been in the back row for that kind of stuff.
Right. So finally they get kicked out, and she made a big stink. Do you know who I am? Type shit.
That's when she needs to shut up.
Exactly. And there's video of them, yelling at security. She even, as she's walking out, she went right to one of these security guards, stuck her middle finger in his face. Yeah, real class act. And she's up for re-election, so I don't know if this will hurt her or help her. I don't know. But yeah, she apologized. She just said, due to the stress of a divorce, that this this caused her behavior.
Hey, did you ever go to that theater in Huntington? What is it? Is it the Paramore?
Paramount.
Paramount.
Yeah.
How is it?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I just bought one single ticket to go see Anthony Jeselnik.
Oh.
Expensive. I would have bought two, but
How expensive?
$60. I mean, it's not that bad. That's what I pay to see those comics in Long Beach, but
Yeah.
it's kind of far, and I'm going to a 9:30 show on a Thursday.
Oh, you're going out at night.
But I wanted to, this was what I was thinking. At that theater, did they take your phones? They probably do, right? Some theaters,
don't know.
take your phone.
They do it here when Louis C.K. comes in. They
No
take
shit.
the phones. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just going to leave my phone in the car then,
It's a good idea.
even though I would love to tape it. I love him. He's fucking funny.
He is. Why didn't you ask anybody to go with you?
Because I'm sick of,
Stop it. I don't want to
Spending
hear
all
that.
my
I have
money,
no
spending
friends. You
all
have
my
plenty
money.
of friends.
yeah, if I buy them a ticket, they'll come.
All right. Well, then maybe they'll buy you dinner before the show. It's it's an even
But
deal.
you know, my birthday's coming up in
Oh, when?
January
Oh.
21st, 2024. So I just got a hotel room at the hotel in Long Beach, the Alegria,
Yeah.
the king size suite, ocean view. So I'm gonna have like a party at the hotel room, and down in the bar area, I'm gonna set up my PA and my mic and have like my friends just do like stand up and
Nice.
party in the hotel room. So it's like going to be a cold night, but it's a beautiful hotel with an
Yeah, it
ocean
is.
view.
Nice.
So you're officially invited.
Will there be nudity involved?
Well, after everybody leaves and I put on my jams and take my shower. No, I don't know. I'm not going to get nude.
Why not? It's your birthday.
What kind of a show is this? Oh, my birthday suit. Yeah, haha, very funny.
No, that's not what I meant. I'm saying, for your birthday, you
Have
deserve.
a giant orgy.
Okay. You deserve loving on your birthday. That was my point. Whether you want an orgy or one person or animals, whatever you want.
I don't need to get naked to. Oh, you want to hear this joke I wrote?
Yeah.
Like, being a single woman is really expensive because cooking for one is lonely. So, I order out. I figured with all the tips I've given the DoorDash guys, they could at least throw me a gangbang. No?
No, I like it. I like it. You started out sad, though. Man,
I know.
didn't by myself.
I'm not.
I'm awake.
Look alive,
I'm
woman.
awake. I'm awake. So that was that story. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I'm supposed to respect this girl for letting this guy play with her boobies.
I respect her for that. I just don't respect. I hate when people say, "Do you know who I am?"
Yeah, I hate that too.
You know, like, get off it.
She's got a nice body, I'll tell you.
She
that.
looks cute. Her boyfriend she was with was hot too.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I haven't seen him. I don't really care. I just want to know what she looks like. And who is the boyfriend? Is he anybody of?
I don't know.
Oh, all right. Now other stupid people in the news this weekend. Jan Wenner, you know who that is, right? Jan Wenner. He co-founded Rolling Stone magazine.
Okay.
Legendary magazine. Used to be one of my favorite magazines when they covered good music. So Jan Wenner has a book coming out. So he started Rolling Stone magazine, and of course when it first started back in the 60s, he was very hands-on. He did a lot of the interviews himself. So he's putting out a book of some of his what he feels are some of his more memorable interviews. Now, Jan Wenner is also on the board. He's no longer at Rolling Stone magazine, but he's on the board at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But he has been removed from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame board after facing widespread criticism for comments he made in a New York Times interview published Friday about female and black musicians. Wenner spoke with the Times about his upcoming book called The Masters, which features interviews he conducted with artists such as John Lennon, Bob Dylan, Mick Jagger, and others while at the helm of Rolling Stone. In the interview with the New York Times, he spoke about his decision to not include interviews with women and black artists, and his remarks were criticized. So here's what he said. The people had to meet a couple criteria, but it was just kind of my personal interest and love of them. Insofar as the women, just none of them were as articulate enough on this intellectual level. Stevie Wonder, genius, right? I suppose when you use a word as broad as masters, the fault is using that word. Maybe Marvin Gaye or Curtis Mayfield? I mean, they just didn't articulate at that level. Oh, Jan Wenner. For public relations' sake, maybe I should have gone and found one black and one woman artist just to include here found one black and one woman artist to include here that didn't measure up to that same historical standard just to avert this kind of criticism. Maybe I'm old-fashioned and maybe I don't give a shit. I wish in retrospect I could have interviewed Marvin Gaye. Maybe he'd have been the guy. Maybe Otis Redding, had he lived, would have been the guy. Like you said, people that say, do you know how I am? But I also hate people like that are so out of touch that they feel that they can get away with saying stupid shit like that.
Well, I mean, how long ago was it? I'm not like defending, but I don't know those people. I don't know how articulate that, if he wants to, like he said, say masters.
Right.
If I'm doing a master class in podcasting,
Yeah.
I'm not going to invite you.
Right. I don't blame you.
Because you're just not up to that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking around. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are articulate women musicians out
exactly.
there. But he just didn't have him at the time.
But
maybe he didn't want to have an interview with someone who wasn't. I mean, I'm not saying that. Never mind. I'm going to put my foot in my mouth.
No, it's all right. I can do that.
Stump in your mouth.
That's right. No, you tell me Aretha Franklin wasn't articulate enough? Like, you tell me she's not considered a master? Fine, Carole King.
I've never met these people. I haven't had a conversation with them. He has.
True. You got me there.
And maybe you're having a conversation with someone. I mean, you've had hundreds of conversations with people. I'm sure some of the people that you've spoken to aren't as articulate, or maybe like some things get lost in translation, and in your mind you're thinking like, they're a little dumb. Maybe I got to dumb down my interview or something. I don't think it's like against women or black people or whatever.
Yeah, but he even said it though. He said, Stevie Wonder, You know, Stevie Wonder, is he a master? You know, but he just wasn't articulate. Like Stevie Wonder, you don't get much. If you're going to put someone in a genius or master.
I have never heard a real solid interview with Stevie Wonder.
But
he's a master songwriter. He's a master singer.
But that's my point.
Songs.
I mean, he's interviewing Lennon, Dylan, Jagger. I mean, you're telling me Mick Jagger is articulate? I mean, these guys are labeled masters and geniuses not because of how they talk, but because of their work. So
but
Stevie
he's
Wonder fits
interviewing them in a magazine.
Right, but he's interviewing them because of their work. I mean, if John Lennon didn't put out the music that he put out, nobody would have any interest in talking to him.
He can pick and choose whoever the hell he wants to interview.
I agree with that, but his reasons for choosing not to have a woman or a black person.
That he could not find a woman who was articulate enough.
Right.
As proficient a musician as she was. It's his prerogative. I'm not anti-woman. It's his prerogative.
His prerogative, but his reasons are a little
because
off.
he didn't know a woman that was articulate enough. That's a reason enough. White, black, women, man, either way.
I would think it's a pretty safe bet to say if I'm Jan Wenner and I have my choice of these people, I think it's pretty safe to say that there was a woman out there that was more articulate than Mick Jagger.
Well, he couldn't find her. And I don't give a shit.
Well, either way, but then even that, fine. If that's how he feels, fine. But then you don't go around saying it in public. You don't like. How do you not think? How can you not know you're going to get in trouble for saying this?
You can't say anything in public anymore. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
People stop. Like, just get over it.
Yeah. You're too sensitive about your blacks and your whites and your women.
Come on.
Come on.
Everybody's stupid.
Just get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
Exactly. Rattle some pots and pans.
With nothing on but your apron.
There you go.
Felix just asked to come to the orgy.
I'm definitely not going to be there then.
The Rolling Stones are hard to pass. Oh, Fremder. Felix wanted poster for Woke. Maybe Aretha and Carol weren't masters at that time. Carole King was. She started writing songs for other. She was a songwriter for other people from starting the late 50s. Fremder, does Stevie Wonder what a piano looks like? Felix, Jagger was a London School of Economics graduate. He was very articulate.
There you go.
Oh, all right. There you go. Is that your Mick?
I love Mick Jagger.
Oh, me too, man. How many times? You ever see the Stones?
Once.
Yeah, me too.
And it was
once.
like the Steel Wheels tour. It was like the worst one.
No, I like that one. I like that album and that tour. I saw them on the next one, Voodoo Lounge, which I love that album. Voodoo Lounge, and it was great. I love
Mick.
I was like maybe 10, 20 rows back. Right, Keith was right in front of me. I was like, oh, this is awesome. And there was a woman. She was tripping. Oh my God, she was dancing like all night long, and she actually showed up in a like negligee, like a nightie. She was like this the whole time. By the time, like during the show, this thing was just like flying, just dropping off, draping off. It was like she didn't even notice.
That's awesome. Good for her.
We did. And she was beautiful. So you just see like hundreds of guys in that area, including me, just like this, checking out the hottie dancing with her boobs bouncing. Oh, the Stones are playing too. Yeah. Yeah, love the Stones, and their new song is good. Have you heard it?
I don't think so.
Oh, what are you doing? You're sitting at home. You refuse to go out at night.
I'm watching YouTube video of dash cam.
All right, well, watch on YouTube the new Rolling Stones song. It's
will.
there.
I will.
It's called Angry. It's very good. I like it a lot.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like the title.
Why? I like the title.
Angry.
Why? Are you angry?
Am I angry? Probably.
Probably.
Probably. I hide it well.
All right. Were you a Sopranos fan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Drea DiMatteo, is that how you say her name? She played, what's her name?
It's been a long time.
Christopher's wife, Adriana.
Adriana.
She she is now on. She's now on OnlyFans. Are you familiar with OnlyFans?
Oh, right on. I think you taught me about OnlyFans.
No,
I mean,
not
I think
me.
I heard it on. I never knew what it was.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, I think I was talking to you about it the last time I was in here.
Oh,
with
Mike O'Sullivan.
Yeah, you were talking about OnlyFans, or was it OnlyFans, or was it another thing that you got on that people can pay you? Didn't you say you got Cameo?
Oh, Cameo. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
different from
That's much
OnlyFans.
different. Yes.
Okay.
OnlyFans is like you could
Pay and have them sing happy birthday to
right,
you.
but you can do like dirty stuff too. Like you can show your boobies.
Okay.
Yeah, she now has an account on there.
Is she showing her boobies?
Yeah, I think so. She posted some pictures of herself. You don't see anything, like you don't see the nip, but she's naked, and yeah, she's pushing this. Yeah, she's taking her talents to OnlyFans. Her profile picture features a snap of herself posing on a mattress wearing nothing but cowboy boots.
Ooh, sexy.
Her bio on OnlyFans says the Sopranos.
Ha! Oh yeah. Gal's got to make a buck.
I guess so. Oh, Cardi B is also on this platform. So is Carmen Electra, Denise Richards,
Wow,
and Chris Brown.
I swore that Denise Richards was going to be in Barbie.
Oh, I could see that.
I was like, it was definitely had to have been either her. Well, I mean, what's her face? Who played Barbie again?
Yeah, what's her name?
She's so pretty.
She is gorgeous, that girl.
Gorgeous. But
What's her name? Who's playing Barbie?
not Blake Lively.
No, this girl blows Blake
Oh,
Lively away.
What the fuck is her name?
She was in Suicide Squad and all that. What's her name, guys?
Anyway,
Felix, of course, is still on the orgy thing.
I think she produced it, so yeah, she
Oh,
was
yeah.
definitely going to play Barbie. But I was like, wow, Denise Richards would have been a good Barbie too.
I haven't
I
seen.
had no idea Barbie hated Ken so much. By the way,
Does she? Why did
You
you
didn't
see?
see the mo-
No, I didn't see the movie.
I
You
saw
did?
the movie.
Really? It was good.
It was okay.
I thought-
It kind of, I was underwhelmed. I wasn't like,
But she hates Ken. I thought they were like boyfriend and girlfriend or something.
I did too.
But they're not.
Grew up thinking that.
Margot Robbie.
Margot
Thank
Robbie.
you, Beryl, Vicky, whoever you are.
Beryl.
Yeah, that's Vicky's husband. That's his name, Beryl.
Oh, that's a spice, right? It's a pretty name, actually. I used to know a woman named Beryl.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a pretty name for a woman. Sorry, dude. Sorry, guy.
Denise Richards. Yeah, she in her. I haven't seen her
I think
lately,
she's
but
so
is she still?
gorgeous.
Is she still?
I mean, the last
haven't
I
seen her.
saw her, she was on like a reality, Real
yeah.
Housewives.
She and her. Yeah, at her prime, she was beautiful. Yeah.
I think so.
Fremder, Barbie broke up with Ken when she found out that he came in a different box. But Oh, I know what we got to talk about. I totally forgot. I don't know
I
what
gotta
just
leave
reminded me.
here in like literally like 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, well, you know what? That's actually a little slow. It's 12:13, so you actually got to leave.
Okay.
All right, well, tell me
just
quickly.
Because I'm nervous about driving.
Tell
I
me.
gotta be at work.
Right.
At
Tell
La Biblioteca.
What?
I have to be at La Biblioteca.
The Biblioteca?
Don't you know?
No.
It's the library.
Oh,
Sorry, you didn't know I was bilingual?
no. What was that?
La Biblioteca. Doesn't that mean the library?
Well, biblio, that's book, and teca, so I'm taking a book out of the library. But what language are you speaking? French?
Hispaniola.
Oh, do you speak Spanish, really?
I don't speak anything.
Oh, well, we
I
know that.
barely speak English. Properly.
Tell me quickly, before you go, how about your experience with Greg Criticos?
Oh, Greg Criticos. He
had nothing but
he's
great things to say about you the other
intimidating.
day.
No, I watched it. It was like, yeah, Julie comes out really. I don't like. Do I really act like that? By the way, Andrew Plagianos came into my La Biblioteca the other day, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god! It was so cool because he was like a caricature of himself, walking into my library.
Right, you don't expect that, yeah.
Oh, it's so nice to see him. No, but
And
Greg
he was reading
Criticos
books
is-
because he's the smartest comedian there is, so he was like
Yeah, well, I
enhancing
think he was reading the
his
Wall Street
intellectual-
Journal in the back, and then he went upstairs to watch the movie.
The Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, but Greg Criticos, he's got like a team. George, and Mike, who's a writer
Mike
and producer
Williams.
with them, and between the three of them, I had such an amazing time at this beautiful studio in Manhattan.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like chorus girls dancing in one giant room.
Really?
We heard auditions going on, like singing. Then there was an audition for like Pal Joey, and I see Tony Goldwyn. Do you know who that
really?
is?
I do know who that
Yeah.
is.
I was
Ghost.
like, oh my God, that's Tony Goldwyn. And I'm like sitting outside in the waiting room. I'm like, holy shit.
Ghost,
So it
and
was a
he's in
beautiful
Oppenheimer.
Studio. Oh, he is?
Oh, yeah.
Oppenheimer just surpassed
Oppenheimer
like
was
every
fantastic.
like Bohemian Rhapsody, I think, was the highest.
I hated Bohemian Rhapsody. I hated that movie.
I didn't.
I hated
I
it.
It was great.
Nope, I hated it.
That was
hated
with
it.
the other Roby guy.
The
Oh,
other-
that's a robot guy. Who played
Malik, Rami Malek.
Rami Malek.
He was
Yes.
okay.
But yeah, Greg Criticos has.
Yeah.
I have nothing but like great things to say. I actually I didn't really know Greg. I met him at the
Comic Sans.
At Comic Sans,
Which made another festival, by the way.
in Pennsylvania. Is that where you're going?
No. They made one in North Carolina, but they just got accepted into the New York Long Island Film Festival.
Oh.
Which I will be in England during that time, so I'm very bummed. But I'm happy going to England. But
Are you
bummed
going
I'm
to
gonna
see
miss it.
Elio in England?
I am going to see Elio in England in October, and but I'm bummed about missing. But you know, it's a good
that's
problem to
okay.
have. But
Onward and
what? So
upward.
what did you do with Greg? Did you audition?
So yeah, I went. I went and I did his table reading for Crooked.
Right.
And then he said, he goes, I want you to be part of, Hard White.
I want you to be part of my production
And
over
I'm
here.
like,
You're gonna
I'm
do it.
fucking in, man.
You're
like,
fucking in, Jules.
and I, I've had I've been, working on a screenplay like forever. So I have, my own production company, Don't Block the Box Productions.
You're blocking the box
So,
just enough on your own.
So yeah, I just love everything that he's doing. I love that he's just grassroots. He's looking for.
He's a guy that makes things happen.
He makes things happen
Him
for
and George.
real.
Good guys.
and they are great guys.
They really are.
So I had a great time, and I gave my avail, man. I said I'm here to help you
Nice.
in any way, shape, and form.
But I thought, maybe I heard him wrong. I thought he said at the audition, didn't he say something like you were helping out somehow, like doing some kind of crew work? So what? So you auditioned and you were just like, oh, I'm going to stay and help out now.
Well, like I said, when I went to his first table read, he invited me to be part of his team, Hardwire Productions, and then called me back to help with casting. So I got a list of people and gave them their times and everything. He gave me my own little slot of time, and so I made a few phone calls and I got a couple of people to audition. He had a lot of other people there, and I was basically the girl out there taking names, inviting them
wow.
in, and help. And I've always wanted to do that. So
I could see you doing that.
I'm happy that he gave me an opportunity to just be around creative people. And
Right, so he's fine. Nothing to be intimidated. And plus,
no, I'm not. He's just
you can kick his
he's
ass.
very like
it's all an act.
yeah. He's really seems like just a nothing but love.
I could totally see him.
Suspect. It's all suspect.
He's not riding a motorcycle like you are.
Nah, he's
I know he's
fucking
been.
cool though.
He says that to me all the time.
You're suspect.
Suspect. I know.
You one-legged motherfucker.
But I asked him to be on my library show 2024.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, are you? Why 2024? You already
Well,
booked up?
my last show is in November, and I had asked Dave Juskow, Comedy Cellar podcast host, to do my show, and I have a very small budget,
Right.
So I feel like I can't. Like I asked Joey Kohler, he laughed at me. He said, "Get the fuck out
No,
of
he
here!" No, I'm
didn't.
just kidding. He was actually very sweet, and he called me back.
Joey's
But
great.
yeah, so I got Dave Juskow, but I said to Greg, if Dave can't do it, I would love for you to do it. So now I definitely will have Greg do my.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched everything. I've seen everything.
Oh
he does.
yeah. All right, so get out. It's
all right.
12:19.
All right. Well, thank you everybody at Knockem Dead Comedy. Thanks for having me, and thank you, Tony.
Thank you,
Everybody
Jules.
Have a great day. Be careful driving in the rain.
It's raining out there.
Yeah.
Be careful.
All right.
All right.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Biblioteca is also Italian, says Felix.
There you go, Felix.
Felix, man of...
Keep your pants on, Felix.
Yeah, Felix. No orgies for you, you dirty bastard.
Bye, Levittown. Talk to
See you, babe. Thank you so much. Safe ride home.
I will.
All right. So that's it. Jules is out. I said to her, look, I can't take you for the whole show. You're going to have to leave. No, she has to be at work, and she didn't. She was nervous about driving in the rain. It's raining out there here in New York. So there you go. There's Jules. Very nice. That was fun. Jules always a lot of fun. So we got 5-10 minutes left. Let's see. So I did the Drea Amadio stuff from The Sopranos. Let's see. What else I got? Lots of good stuff going on. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. Also this week, also in the news, UAW, United Auto Workers Union, they went on strike. Everybody's going on strike. Actors, writers, automakers. Car workers have launched a series of strikes after the union failed to reach an agreement on a new contract with the three largest U.S. vehicle manufacturers, kicking off the country's most ambitious industrial action in decades. Takes you back to the movie Gung Ho with Michael Keaton. Remember that? They're the union workers. Michael Keaton's a union guy, and they go on strike. Funny movie. I got to watch it. I haven't seen it in years. The deadline for talks between the UAW and the car manufacturers Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis. What the hell is Stellantis? The contract expired midnight on Thursday, with the sides still far from agreement on contract priorities. The UAW is quoted as saying, "We're not asking to be millionaires." Exactly. That's my point exactly. They just want their piece of the pie for what they've earned, for what they've done. They just want to make a living and live somewhat comfortably in safe conditions. So good luck to them. So lots of great stuff going on around here. I guess we'll cover the bases in here first. So this week is a short week for me, as I've been talking about. Heading down to Pennsylvania, down to Philly, Thursday. So we have today's show. We have tomorrow's. Mike Kaplan, who is running for Town of Brookhaven Highway Superintendent. He's going to be here tomorrow for Tuesday Trivia. And he's got his fundraiser for his campaign at McGuire's on Thursday. So he's going to be in here tomorrow to push that. Then that's it for me for the week. Thursday I'm heading down to Philadelphia. Going to check out Elio's concert film. But I think Friday, while we're down there in Philadelphia, we might do some kind of Facebook Live or something. It's not definite. We're still toying with the idea, depending on timing and what we're doing, what's going on. And I don't know if it'll be at 11 or if we'll just do it at a different time. But I'll try to put something together for Friday at 11. But, we'll see what goes on. So that means... but a lot of the great shows here at Governor's are still happening here at Governor's Comedy Club Podcast. Steve Squared is on tonight. There is no Flip Tracks tonight. Steve Squared is on tonight. Tomorrow we're here for Tuesday Trivia. Mike and Mark are here for Hershey and the Keys tomorrow night. Circling the Drain is here on Wednesday. Thursday, even though I'm not here, Primal Scream is on. We pre-recorded an episode. So that is on Thursday. Donversations is always pre-recorded, so that's on Friday. Probably no Green Room Saturday. I'm not sure. Maybe. We'll have to see. I mean, I start at White Post on Saturday. Busy. Another busy weekend for me. Going down to Philly Thursday. Coming back Friday. And we got the film playing in New York City on Friday. Then White Post Saturday and Sunday. Although I did hear something about rain. If it rains, no festival. What do we got here? Fremder, I heard airliners are looking for pilots to do bird strike. Larry Russell, American Airlines, Kaplan returns. Yeah, sorry, John. American Airlines are on strike too? I did not hear this. When did that happen? Yeah, fill me in. I didn't even know about that. And I'm usually up on my labor news. So our shows are still running here even though I'm not here. So it's really basically just this show that won't be on Thursday and Friday. And then I mentioned it to you guys last week, and I'll tell you again, I don't know what's going to happen for next week because I am on jury duty. But, you don't know if you have to go in until you call in the night before. So I don't know what days, I won't know until the night before whether I'm there or not. And if I'm not there, I'll come here, but I don't know. Do you guys want to sit with me by myself for, all week? I mean, I can't. I think Brandon said he might come in all week. I'm not sure. I think he said that. But yeah, because how am I going to book a guest when I can't guarantee I'm going to be here? So I don't know. I mean, I was even toying with just taking the week off. I don't know. I still might do that. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? And believe me, I'm not looking for you to say, "Oh no, we love you. Do the show anyway. We'll sit with you." No, Believe me, especially when I'm doing White Post, man. Between talking all day at White Post and then coming in here, I get sick of me. I've never talked during this time of year when I'm doing White Post and this show. I never talked so much in my life. And even I'm like in my head, like, oh my God, this guy's voice, shut up already. Damn it. Lots of great stuff going on here at the club, at all the Governor's Comedy Clubs as well. Listen to this list of comedians that you can see on a Governor's stage this coming weekend. Of course, don't forget this Thursday, the Broken Mic in the Giggle Room with Brandon. It's basically an open mic, but he brings in a panel to criticize it and stuff. And Brandon hosts it. It's going to be great. I've done it. I've been to it. It's fantastic. So come on down and check that out. Chris Thomas, did I miss you talking about filming yesterday? I'd like to hear about it. I'll mention it again real quick. And you know what? The video, Chris, I did make a video about it, about my day. I don't know. Should I play that again when I leave? I don't know. But I had a great time yesterday. Chris, are you coming in tomorrow too for Tuesday Trivia? I do have Mike Kaplan coming in, but you're welcome. I don't know if did you agree to be my new Tuesday co-host, Chris? I hope you did, because I would love that. I would love that, and I'm sure everybody would too. Had a great time yesterday, Chris. We, of course, talked about you a lot. I did talk about how, I mentioned it before, how Heather, I didn't know Heather in Hicksville. We both grew up in Hicksville. I didn't know her. I knew her brother, barely knew her sister, but I didn't know her. I met Heather through being in the comedy world. And I just happened to say, hey, wait a minute, aren't you? And this was only the second time we've met in person. We had a great time, had a great day. Looking forward to what they do with this. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you missed it in the beginning, Heather and her husband, they make their own Seinfeld episodes. She plays Elaine, her husband is Jerry, and they do a fun job. It's fun, and we had a great time yesterday. We were talking about you quite a bit, and because Heather and her family were good friends with you and your family and Brian, so we had a really good time. She nails Elaine. She's got the mannerisms, even her voice, the hairstyle, all of it. She nails it. So it was really a lot of fun. Had a really good time. I played Mike Moffat, the guy who was fighting over the parking spot with George, and both of them refused to move, and then Jerry broke Mike's thumbs. So that's who I played. I had a good time. Had a really good time with them. So and like I said, Chris, we talked about you a lot. Chris, now fill me in, Chris. Am I dreaming, or did I see on Facebook you snuggling with a cow? I mean, we talked about it when you were here last week. Did you finally get to hug a cow or something? Fill me in on what happened over there. I dropped my pen. Or am I dreaming? But I think I did, right? I think I saw pictures of you hugging a cow. I got to hear about this. Please come in tomorrow. Chris needs to be our new Tuesday co-host. Larry said the strike started yesterday. John says you need a rest, but you will be missed. Oh, so all right. So there you go. One vote for taking the week off next week. Larry Russell, book me. We can talk about Judy. Oh, yeah, Larry. Larry, we got to do something like that. I know you've tried it before, but we got to do something like where we we tell your stories. Larry Russell, I mentioned it before. Larry Russell played bass for Billy Joel. He was Billy Joel's very first bass player. He's played with Ace Frehley. He's played with Spanky and Our Gang, was it? Or the Mamas and Papas? Or both? He's played in, was it the original Godspell? Or I don't know, maybe a touring production of Godspell? He's worked with a lot of great musicians and bands, and he's got some really interesting stories of his time with Billy and time with other people. And his comment there, book me, we can talk about Judy. He's got a great Judy Garland story, which, by the way, we're talking about this film with Elio. Go to eliopace.com because you can buy the DVD of the concert. And like I said, I got a copy early because I'm in Elio's inner circle. No, the DVDs are coming out this week, so I got it like just a few days early. But Larry, your Judy story is in there. It's on the DVD. It's part of the bonus footage where you tell your Judy story. But it's always a great story. Never tire of hearing it. So I want to do something with you in here where we share your stories because you have so many, and they need to be heard because they're cool stories. Larry, he's a drummer. He's a bass player, and just a great storyteller. So we should put something like that together. All right, so let's see what the rest of what tomorrow brings, and I don't know. So far, I have one vote for taking the week off next week. So we'll see. Maybe I will just take the week off and maybe kick back and catch up on stuff and just get some time to refresh a little bit because I am shot, man. I am shot today. I mean, my day yesterday was just nonstop, and I'm sore and I'm tired. Getting up this morning was tough. So, all right. So we're back tomorrow for Tuesday Trivia with Mike Kaplan and hopefully Chris Thomas as well. Again, Steve Squared tonight at 6:30. Excuse me. Don't forget, go on the YouTube channel. Our latest episode of Drinks, Jokes, and Storytellers premiered today. It's on the YouTube channel. It's Mark Riccadonna and Richie Byrne. They're the hosts. They interview a guest every week. This week they have the legendary comedian Rob Bartlett. If you don't know Rob Bartlett, he's written plays for Broadway. He's acted in a million different things. He was on the Don Imus show for years and years. And he started, he was one of the architects of governors. It was him and Jackie the Joke Man and Bob Nelson and Eddie Murphy and, Joey Cola. Just, I mean, they were the ones. They started, they were the first guys that came into this place and, they were the ones that got comedy clubs going. So they were a part of the very first big stand-up boom. Rob Bartlett is fantastic. So, and it's a very funny interview. Very funny. Rob Bartlett just picks on these guys constantly. It's hilarious. So go check that out. So lots of stuff on the YouTube channel. Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. Steve Squared tonight at 6:30. Both on the YouTube channel. Tomorrow, we're back. Felix, I believe you're back tomorrow at 1 o'clock on the YouTube channel. Hershey and the Keeks tomorrow night at 9 on the YouTube channel as well. All right, we're out of here. Enjoy the rest of your rainy Monday. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Tuesday Trivia. See you guys. Thanks.
All right. She had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knockem Dead Comedy for your event today. What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy murder mystery show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
Have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. She had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties,